Okay, so today let's try to do an undefeated session on here, which I think have had happen before, because if I play like until I run out of league games, which I think is like 4 or something in a day maybe, then obviously I play until I lose, so that wouldn't happen unless I win every game. So last time I think we played against a Smurf because he was that Magnus, whatever, some Magnus role player basically. And he played at a crazy level. I mean, I lost to an actual cheater because either he's actually cheating, like he's not that good, or he's smurfing. So either way, it's a form of cheating because that's stupid. Like, oh, I'm playing for actual rating and actually trying to, just actually play normally. And he's getting the smurf, and I don't like how streamers were able to subvert that. Like, oh, Hikaru does it and it's okay. And even ironically, in some of those sessions, he would be like, he'd complain, oh, this guy's smurfing. He'd complain and say, "Oh, I can't believe this guy's smurfing," or whatever. But the thing is that he's saying that while he himself is smurfing. So what is that supposed to mean? Right? He's complaining about it, but he can do it. It's like the streamer privilege that you get. So that's very cute, but he can't actually take there, so it should be fine. What? It's like one of those tunnel vision moments where even though his position is pretty questionable here, is a situation where his king is kind of in a fucked up spot, but it'd be the perfect spot to have bishop, right? The knights aren't going to do shit here, and in fact, this is looking kind of bad. These are the moments where I always get lazy. Like there could be something more here, but I just don't entirely do it right sometimes. So I just blunder my rook very early in the game, and it's a situation where I mean, I'd almost have to bring my knight in here as much as I hate the idea of doing that. I just don't get what this position is right now. You could bring the rook there. Give a check. I mean, I just kind of don't pay attention early on in a very stupid way. Yeah, that's kind of a cute move. I gotta give it to you there. Very, very cute. Um... I think I moved too fast and then I end up regretting it later. Like, what's the point? Because I don't know. Fuck, man. And these knights obviously suck. Like, if one of these was a bishop, I might have actually been able to do a little more there, but his king is in a weird spot, so he might be able to get some perpetual check or some dumb thing, but um oh, he can just take it. Like I'm not even trying. Like if you're gonna, but he's too dumb to even do anything. Right, because he had the rook to take too. To take with. You can check from here, but now you can't. He is up by quite a lot, and again, I blundered my rook early. It's just like a matter of effort. Like it's not that these people are even that good. Although that last guy was amazing. Who knows? We might get something crazy here, like a royal fork or some shit. But the reality is that, again, threefold repetition, royal fork, whatever the case may be. He could go to the back there. Why doesn't he do it? I'll happily take a draw. Why can't he go there? What? What was wrong with him going back? And then what would have happened? I don't get it. But we survived playing really shitty in the opening, which I'm happy with at least. To cheat death in chess is actually kind of easy because you can always just comp out with a draw. Despite all my permanent formats and shit. I was supposed to give that check earlier. That again, this is just like me not paying attention, but I wonder at the end here, what really starts to happen. Yeah, he could have just taken that knight. Yeah, see, he can just go there. I'm predicting the engine moves even. So let's see how high I'd be compared to these people. It would still take a while to get there. So because we didn't lose, we get to survive and still play another one. What is this? What the fuck is this? One thing to have one of those in your username, but it's another thing um to only have that in your name. Like that's literally what is this shit, man? And the one move is if they go there, that can be awkward because then you're hitting this and then I still have to develop the knight, so it can be difficult to do that. Or I guess then I would go here and then go there. But now it's too late. Whenever I make like little chess clip and videos, because like whenever I'm doing these sessions and I happen to be playing chess, I'll talk about some topic related to it. But then I always trigger people when I upload them. Like I just had the couple where I'm kind of roasting Botez's most recent video where she says like, "Oh, our chess content creators disrespected." Like, what do you mean disrespected? Where else would a 2,000 FIDE player merely top 20,000 in the world? Where would you get so much credit and respect, whereas players who are much better don't get that respect? Like, it's just stupid. You might say, "Oh, that's the part of the disrespect," but it's not really disrespect. It's just saying, "Oh, you're not really that great. There's 20,000 people better than you. They don't get this any remotely close to the same amount of credit or attention or whatever." Like, explain to me how, how is that disrespect? That's just accountability. That's just merit. That's just, fair. Those players are better. They deserve more credit for being better. You're not. You're trying to subvert meritocracy and whatever. And so now you get to realize that it's very unfair because again, I can't blame you for taking advantage of it. Like cult of personality, whatever appeals to people, that's fine. That happens in every field, to be fair. Like, the most popular people in every field are not always the most popular people in a field are not always the the best, but it's still the standard. And again, chess, especially, you can hit that hard because it's a very measurable game where you'd say it's very clear how good somebody is or isn't, right? Statistically, ratings, everything like that. So again, it's like I'm almost criticizing on behalf of players who are really good, like all the grandmasters who are unknown and just nobodies. That's what bothers me because I'm not even one myself. But if I was, then then what would I be? Would I be making that kind of money or what? You know, would you be wait, what? I wanna just say one thing to him. I wanna copy this and say this in chat. Can I do it? Yeah, we got very lucky with the first game. I just got to get to a point where I actually take every game seriously and then see how far I can go. Because I often just, I talk trash, but then I don't live up to it. Like, I don't think people understand, right? My whole Pink Flamingo ideation thing that I play, the style of play, is like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, you have to really know what you're doing or really be good to beat me if I just concentrate a little bit. Which, again, that's why classical 30-minute games, stuff like that, is so much better because it at least encourages you to think longer and harder and try to understand what you're doing, come up with a plan. 10-minute is almost long enough to do that, but it's really not when you're not very good and you're still, not well versed even in openings and stuff. Like it's almost enough, but it's still a free piece. Yeah, see, this is what a 1200 should feel like on an inflated site like this. But again, there always becomes a temptation to basically play too fast almost. This should just be mate. You check here and then you go here. Can't block it, you can't move. Oh, but now you can go to a dark square. Take, I take, push, move the king. It really doesn't matter at this point, even what I do, but dude, that's like friendly trash talk. I'm just saying his name back. That's been kind of boggling my brain how you can have a name like that. No special characters, please, or oh, it must be at least X number of characters long. Like, how can it be any of that when you you just have a fucking teddy bear emoji? Everyone started doing that though on Lich Pass after a while. I never did it either, and then I noticed people start doing that. Like, I put the shush emoji like next to my username on there. You could take that, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter. You take, I could take and check, and then take because. Oh no, I guess not. Yeah, there may be a mate here that I'm missing, but that's actually funny though. Like, I could beat a lot of people, but I don't know how to mate or do a lot of things that normally you would be expected to do. Right, like I'd be so bad. I'd be bad at openings, bad at. Although actually, if you look statistically, I've done pretty well in openings. It's just because I do the same ones over and over. But if they do sort of unpredictable stuff, then I'll get screwed. Okay, dude. So I did get fairly lucky in some of these from the perspective that now he can't actually take it because it's pinned, so I should almost be able to double take, but not really because I'd still have to double stack and then do it, or I could do this. But see, at this point, it just becomes trading more because if you just trade, then you if you trade, even if it's not like a winning, you're not winning material, and it's like a lazy perspective, but even if you're not winning material, you just trade just to do it, just to simplify and have less out there. Okay, so let's see how long I can last here. So we had the one game that could have been a loss, but I somehow drew it. Then this one is um this one is pretty easy because he wanted his queen pretty early on. It would be interesting to see, like, oh, I can see my name at the top of the rankings on here just because again it's not very competitive. It'd be so dumb if that's like I use it as an unlock condition for opening one of those accounts, but what is this? Oh. Yeah, that could be one of my secrets too, is like just don't talk as much during the course of the game. I think I sort of did that when I got to 1700 for the first time. I on the chess, I sort of did that. We're like, oh, whoops. Fuck. I meant to take it, obviously, but oh, come on. Like I wasn't talking as much during the games and actually concentrating more. Just interesting to see the difference with that. Like I almost want to look up some of those games. Some of my videos, I'll react to it after I win a couple of these, or I could like watch it even as I'm doing this. Right? It's like, how did I do that all of a sudden? Not that 1700 is so impressive, but it's kind of borderline, like to the point where, okay, for somebody who hasn't studied, doesn't know openings, whatever, like that. If I did that a bit, it would make it seem like okay, you'd be almost 2000 then. You got to kind of adopt a certain way that you think. Like, there's something going on here. There's some kind of um I don't know. There's some kind of like style and plan and everything like that that you're trying to go for. I'm down in peace mainly because I just misclicked that, which is fine, but we move this, we do this. Wait a second, that whole move was stupid. He could have just taken because he can double take. Or no, he can't because I would have took with this shit. Took with the, but he could have maybe done it in that order. Do it with the bishop first, then I take, then he takes, then I take. Right, and if I move the queen, then it becomes a waste of time. That knight is kind of in a bad spot because you get to keep pinning it, but I don't have enough pressure to actually put on there. Yeah, I didn't think I'd do such a long, substantial series of the site on here. Yeah, this is still pinned. If I takes with the queen, I take, but then he takes back. He takes with the knight, and I take the queen. This pawn is obviously a big deal, but no easy way to really cover it. Ooh, fuck. I can't move it in the line of that, and I also can't, you know, in the line of the rook. Or no, he can't do that though, never mind. I could take, no, but even if I take, what the fuck, man? I think I know what he's doing too. It's not like I don't see it, but whatever, I can't fucking. He's got to be in a certain mood, which I like never am somehow. It's like again, that's what classical would do at least. Is like it's a slow, boring, repetitive, drawish kind of shitty game in a way. That like at least you're conceding to that. I don't pretend it's actually interesting or exciting. Right? Don't pretend. Alright, I've had enough of this. Okay, so here I'll try to go undefeated again on here. I keep doing these sessions where I go until I lose one, so I guess I didn't lose the first one last time, but whatever. I should be able to go on a really good streak. There was the one guy who was like a troll smurf in the one a couple sessions ago, but I'm trying to make the site as entertaining as possible because the complaint could be, well, it's just not that good of a site or that active of a site. But the problem is, if that's true and if that's the complaint, right, compared to lechessforchess.com, then I should be the best player on here or like really, near the top. And then I could complain like that. But it's kind of like you're saying that, except, you're not even that good. So now what's the complaint? Like these people are about my level or maybe even better sometimes, surprisingly. Okay, that sequence almost never happened, so I don't know how it did. It's not really that bad, but it's just odd. I'm making a mistake by doing this without having fully developed first, although this is one of my main attacking things is just pushing this pawn. So if he pushes here, it's awkward. If I take, it could be awkward for him too. Like, at what point do you have to do more? Like, do I have to do this too, even though it seems to leave my king open? Like, I don't get why. He's going to take with this one because he can't take with this one because the queen pins it. So maybe that is worth it, but also now we try to attack him like on this side, but how does that even make sense? Right, like there's some weird positions that start to happen where you have to like either sack pieces at some point or you have to, you know, The problem is that now he can like cover with the yeah, well. Then he can do a fork here, and I can't take, but it's okay because I could just like go here, I guess. So I could like double take, and it's not even forking anymore, even if he could go there. Now the big thing is we have to do this just to develop finally what I'm trying to do. So he did well. See, this is what I often do. I can withstand something. In fact, this could even be almost a mate if you can just get the knight there at all. Because you're already blocking. I can't go there. I can't go up. So it could be in mating territory as it is. Just because... Oh, shit. If he was to sack it there, sack, take... Nothing is going to allow the knight to really come there, though. That's the thing. This can kind of shut down this diagonal, too. Just attack the queen. You can take there. That's fine. Like, I can't... I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just forget it. Like, just certain things, I got to take more time. Like, it's everything is so obvious, but I just let it happen anyway. Or like, I'm trying to almost attack and do something, but like, would this really be that crushing that, oh, I'm willing to give up the knight? Like, probably not, but I don't know. So, or he's dumb and just didn't take it because there's no way that would have been that big of a deal. Or at least in my hands, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Now he'll take, he'll take a pawn. Like, again, I'm just kind of throwing material. It's fine. See, you let one thing fall like that, and then it destroys your whole structure because, like, he should take this one because it's kind of anchored on there. Now we try to trade for the knight, but we're also doing some good stuff. Putting pressure, so he almost has to take it. So, actually, I don't want to take with that. Or no, I maybe do. Or maybe not, because if he takes, then I don't know. Kind of quieted down the position. So the only thing is he's up a couple pawns just because I'm stupid and I let that happen. He's not taking there. And yes, you know, this is a cute move. If I take here, he takes with the pawn, then I take that for free. How about that? I'm sure he has some other way out of it, but that seems like a cute move, right? Those are the simple things you got to look for. It's just not like that's some 5-move GM level sequence. That's just very basic, but you know, so if he takes, I take with the double stack. A good way seemingly out of it. But the thing is that got to be some check or something else that opens. Like, because yeah, like, okay, take my bishop, but then I'll take your bishop with the sack it and then take that. How about that? But so it would still work because you take, but then I take, then you take, but then I still take. So I would have took your rook. Right, so it's basically even, but just it seems tricky because I'll give up my rook, but then I'll get that. Right, so we both lose a bishop, we both lose a rook. Here's where you got to find something a little extra, but attacking is a lot harder than I, ever gave it credit for. Or I realized that from a while ago. That's why I never try to attack. Like, what would you really have to do here? And even when you look at it in retrospect, I could even still do that now. Like, I could force the... Oh, no, now I can't do it. I could just do it more simply and just save this because... See, sometimes you can almost bluff them out in the sense that... What if I like raise this, but no, bluff them out? Like, oh, I gave up my knight for the double stack, so he thinks, oh, if I take here, it's gonna be such a bad thing, but maybe it wasn't, and I didn't really know or have a plan. But it's just the confidence that you're doing that. It makes it seem like, oh no, that's really bad, and he wants to stop it. If I raise the pawn, he could take with the bishop, then I take the rook. He takes with the queen, then I obviously just take it. If he takes the bishop with the pawn, if he takes the bishop with the pawn, then I take his bishop and check. So this move actually seems highly, highly interesting to me because it could lead to a lot of mistakes by him. Or again, anytime that bishop moves, you are giving up the rook. So I'm sitting on the fact that my bishop has been a goner for a while, so I don't even care about that. But this is something I really this is why 10-minute is even so garbage. Like, I don't know who these people are or think they are that, like, you can't really do anything with this unless you really know what you're doing, which maybe I underestimate how much people have studied and stuff to save time, but there is no standard of, like, I don't know. It's all window dressing, and then the people who play even the faster formats, it becomes kind of like a waste. So now you're gonna save that, but it almost doesn't matter because now you're in check. Then I could take this, or in fact, then you'd have to just give it up. If you, I wasn't even thinking this much ahead, but if you take with this, I take this. If you move the king, then I can just still take it. Right, so I was doing something good, but I did not see that implication. It's like you don't even try to look for things because you get so either complacent or comfortable at the level you're at, or yeah, that should be pretty much over now, though. Yeah, like I always wonder that though. Who are these people really? Like, how is it that sometimes I guess I just underestimate them, but I don't know, it's not that simple. So now you're basically fucked because you just can't do anything. But it's important still not to get too overconfident. You could like take this with something with like the rook, but we're kind of out of position for it. There has to be something more drastic and immediate that I can do here. It can't just be like, okay, I'll just or that's something that better players do too. They won't just look for the best move. They'll look for or like they won't look for like some material thing. They'll look for like, oh, how can I mate him here with this position? And the answer is this is fine because if we trade, it's fine. If he trades, it's fine. If he doesn't trade, I can just take it. Yeah, sometimes I oversimplify that way in the sense that um that's cute, but I mean, what if I do like this? Then he'll get a check out of it. That could maybe fuck me over. Or he's hitting that, but it doesn't actually matter. He's trying to get a lot of pawns. If I do this, then he does like this. I don't know. This seems like a bad move actually, but he'll check. Then it's sort of pinned to my queen. Then he can sort of force a trade to an extent, but it doesn't matter because you can still do that after I do this. And then it's fine. Again, all I wanted out of that was the wait, what? Or that all I wanted out of that was the trade. So he's making it sort of more dramatic. I don't like these kind of rook moves where you're just kind of raising it up stupidly like this, but you are trying to go to like the open file where just you go here and then this bishop seems like in a very strong position now, tantamount to a octopus knight sort of situation. Even though it seems too far on one side of the board, I think you'd actually prefer this here because you're hitting him so directly. So again, at this point, I can almost just get away with being lazy and just trying to trade. And well, actually, whatever. I could just be lazy and try to trade because you, you're in such a position that you can get away with doing that, but that doesn't mean it's actually good. Now, I still have to be careful because even though I'm up by a certain amount, this is where the dark square bishop really comes into play because you're gonna have to use that to your advantage here. Go. These are the moments that I really sometimes suck at, and it's partly because maybe you don't really take it super seriously because you think, okay, I'm already winning or whatever. Like, what if I do it this way? I'll just check, do that, but then he'll actually get something through because, right, regardless of material, this bishop isn't actually going to be able to stop these 3 pawns. Right, I could check there, he would take, I would take, and then he could just run away with it, so I can't do that. This is already being attacked, so I could like he could keep going, but I could target 2 of them. But this one at least I took seriously, although again I'm down on time because of that. That's often why I lose too. Like I'll be doing fine, even against that Magnus Smurf guy who was trolling. He's like, that seems cute on the surface, but now you can't raise either of these. So all I have to do is um I don't have much time to think about it. Could almost just do this because then you're hitting this and you're hitting this. If you raise this, there's going to be a point where the dark square should become an issue. But I'm being sort of too slow in dealing with this still. I could almost just sit this here. I just sit this here, and now you can't move this and you can't move that either, or I'll take. If you move this, then I take this. Then you push this, and then I can't take. So now we're hitting this. If he moves this here, that's a little bit scary because then I can't even take it. But I can put it like this. Then if he takes, I take. But then it's too late. Then I won't actually even. Now we can switch it and go here. Sort of a little bait and switch. So now if he pushes, I take. Can't move this. Look how hard even a position like this is when I was doing so good. Like wait. What? Oh, but I'm okay with that at this point, I guess. And in fact, I don't even. No, I do have to do it. Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's fine because you have. Right, you've done enough to clean this position up where it should be fine. He's going to take this one here, which he can't even still do right now. So it still could be tricky, and with this little time, I almost wouldn't mind. From the he's gonna take that anyway, so who cares? Taking with the king would be dumb though, so take with the rook. And even like if I raise it, he's there. I raise it. Now he takes, and then fuck me. Oh, I'm gonna flag. I forgot. Oh, I could have done it. I don't care. I don't care. So once again, losing because of time, not because of anything else. Unfortunately, that's what it comes down to. I don't care. Just you can have it. That's fine. I mean, I'm gonna flag anyway. So what a great experience, right? Like you just got to be faster. Incredible. I mean, you can have it. Again, like does that feel actually rewarding? And it's like it's fine, but you're kind of cheating how the game actually works because at some point, can you even do classical on there? I wonder. It just feels like what is the I don't know. It's not really even using time as an excuse. It's just like so by that logic, nobody would ever win then because if you just had enough time to think or within reason at the low level too, like when people don't know what they're doing, it just so like why did he win that? Because oh he's faster. So that's fine. That's a skill that deserves credit too, but it's not the most important thing, especially again at the low level. Like why does that matter? So he's faster, he's not really better, he's not really didn't do anything really impressive. He's even losing. I have to get better at converting those winning positions that I often get and then don't do anything with them. Okay, so here we're going to do yet another episode of Chess Hotel, and this has gone on for maybe a bit too long, so let's just wrap it up by actually taking it seriously and getting to the highest rating on here, which I'm at like 1200. It's actually funny how attainable that seems to be, though. Like, let me just actually take these seriously and take my time at the beginning, because that's my main mistake, is like, you get all these fucking ads on here, but this I don't even see what's happening. What's going on? We're getting like some unintentional blindfold type shit. It's just weird. Like the way I play is like so deliberate that like there's even if I don't know what I'm doing in a larger sense, right? In the big picture, there's like a certain rhyme and reason, and I've always kind of had that logic behind it. Now, sometimes that trade isn't really worth it, but yeah, that's a big mistake. Some of the time is like if you move too fast, like in the opening and stuff, and there's no reason to do that really. If you take, it's fine. If you go there, it's fine. That seems cute, but in the long term, I pretty much guarantee that you're not going to be able to protect it. Right, like it's just not going to happen. Although that is a little bit annoying. You go there, I go there, I'm hitting it, but it don't matter. It's actually kind of a tough move because I don't know where I'm trying to go with it. So it's like if you move this, then it sets up for this to be taken. But sort of one of those claustrophobic type positions that's just weird and too messy. That's where the knight's even useless too. You have like an unleash that I could do whatever I want and then get this and potentially get this, but it doesn't actually work because you it doesn't work because wait, I do have like more. Oh fuck. Well, there's still some cute stuff I can do here though. See, that shows you I'm just not paying attention or not even looking. He takes, I take. I can give like take a check here. Or I mean I can unleash that and take. So he's not up by much, but that was again completely unknown to me. I could go like here and then I'm also hitting this, but it might not do anything because you know, he can still stay covered with the queen. If he takes, then I take. We hit that, we cover that. Again, sometimes these pawn advantages though aren't that meaningful. Like, oh, you could be plus, you know, plus 3 pawns, but then minus a piece. The reason why that doesn't work very well is because you're not necessarily going to know how to convert it or use it super well at this level. So it's a little bit different. I kind of don't want to trade this, but these kind of moves are the hardest because I don't know. It's very difficult to come up with a plan of what to do here, and whatever it is going to be super elaborate. So again, they're not up by much, but it's just the knight for the rook. If I was him, I would trade that for sure immediately. The bit, yeah. See, so the knight is in a good spot. I mean, this is an octopus knight of some value. This pawn is a passed pawn, but it wouldn't be that hard for him to trade it, basically. So there's no bishops on the board, so this is a bit of a nightmare endgame scenario. And the problem with it is the fact that the problem with it is the fact that I don't know. Let's just let him do what he's doing, but I don't like that whole I don't know. See, it becomes so hard to attack or so much more predictable when you don't have a bishop because now there's nothing going along. It's all like, oh, the knight would have to be like right there and be super obvious and super predictable. So one of the knight's greatest strengths is how bad it is. Believe it or not, the fact that you know it's a case where you can't, you don't want to trade a rook down for it. Obviously, queen down for it, so you won't be able to trade anything because they all suck, right? Like the knight's so bad that you can't trade for it. So that's the strength. Um This is a pawn that we want to cover, I guess. Oh, I'm okay. All right. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't know what I don't know. I just never am really actually trying. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing classical. I don't know if I can do it on here, but that's the only way to do it because what classical does, like a 30-minute game, it makes you like, okay, either you're gonna take it seriously, or if not, then you have no excuse. This kind of thing still bothers me because I'm just not trying half the time, and it's just like nothing is really that impressive that he's doing. Like these are just obvious things. This is what I hate about the low level, or again even faster formats, which this isn't that fast, but it's the fact that um can take here. It's the fact that you just don't really try or put forth the maximum effort, which that's not really an excuse for it, but it's just dumb. Like, I mean, I still use a certain amount of my time. I could use the fact that, oh, I'm streaming as an excuse, but it's just not. It's just not right. Like, you're not really playing. And even I call it like a filler category, but this is how I treat it. Just like you're not really trying. You're not really. I don't even want to do it, evidently, because it's very rare. See, that's the thing that can be sometimes boring about a game like chess is like it's very rare that somebody actually beats you. Or in my case at least, like it always feels like, oh, it's just something super obvious and oh, you could have just dealt with that or whatever. So right, it's very rare like, oh, that's an earned thing. They did something really crazy that I wouldn't have seen, couldn't have seen, right, within reason, then I can accept it. Oh my god. The weird thing is though with the queen you still have some weird chance of doing something. If it was the same thing without the queens, then the material is too much. But you get like a couple octopus knights here, and something could happen. But yeah, this kind of shows you how shitty some of his material is. Like the fact that none of his other pieces are actually involved. He could just take here, and then I can't really stop it no matter what I do. Bit of a brazen ballsy move, but the thing is that now he might do that exact thing. Maybe I could have sacked it for there. But he's giving up quite a bit of material in doing this, and then I do have this pawn here too. So the thing is that he could like double attack it, but in that time, I will just, I don't know. He's practically letting me promote. So how is this possible? That might actually, oh, I'm fucked even as it is. He goes here. I don't know. Go here, go here, go here. I don't care. This is so dumb, man. Like, just so fucking trash. But it's like this endless cycle of the same thing where it always feels like you can do something, but, you're not putting forth the effort actively. you could blame, the fact that you're streaming, which I wouldn't do, or you can blame the fact that you're playing online instead of in person, which I wouldn't use that to evoke the fact that, I'm somebody's cheating or something. They wouldn't need to beat a clown like me. Although that one guy was smurfing pretty hard. But no, it's more like, it just, there's a level of immersion that you have to have. Okay, so today I take on Chess Hotel again, which has been annoying because I should be doing a lot better. And for some reason, I'm just kind of not taking it seriously enough. So I think especially I have to place an emphasis on the beginning. This mouse is kind of fucked up, like where it always double clicks when I don't mean to. But it's funny because people say openings don't matter at a low level, but they can matter in the utmost, because when people think about that, they're thinking about, we're studying like deep variations and this and that. It doesn't have to be that. It can literally just be and not even as simple as falling for like basic traps, but you can spend a lot of time in the opening. If you don't know what it is, you can get like a minor disadvantage that ends up being the dictating factor later on. Like, it can have a lot more impact than people realize. And so you might think, don't study openings, but you kind of probably should, even at the low level. In a again, in a basic sense, you should know, or like pick one and then use that one to, you know, basically. This mouse is fucking. Oh my god. Um, pick one and then use that one to be comfortable with. So in a weird way, sometimes people say, "Oh, my openings are actually pretty good because." I tend to do okay in the opening because, again, that whole like uh I just do the same one over and over, and it's like very predictable, and basically like, the King's Indian, kind of, even though it's not always that, or even the, what is it, the King's Pawn, like, is white. I guess with white it's just so much easier to dictate, and this is often one of my big mistakes, that I do this where I trade too much when I don't need to. Like, maybe that position. I don't know. It's just like a late. Wait, what is this? Oh, okay, that's fine. Um, just whatever. Like a lazy style of play where you're always trying to trade and shit like that. And you shouldn't necessarily be able to stop this, but you can like. I just give. I don't care, man. Yeah, there's got to be, like a there has to be like steps to it for me to take it seriously. Like, I have to go to like a dedicated, in-person tournament. I have to be, just because like this, I'm just not taking it seriously, or I just like won't even talk, or I won't even. It's just useless. Like, it's no effort. It's so stupid. No, well, no, it doesn't matter. You can give a check, take. I mean, again, I'm not even. This is where low level play comes from, right? It's not even like, you're not good or this or that. It's like you're not even trying. And to some credit, you could even say, because you just find it boring, or it's not as interesting as people, sometimes pretend or make it out to be. So, and I've even been doing it sort of as a filler category, but it's just not it's not the right way to do it. I mean, you should, again, do classical, sit there for 3 hours and, in person, and take it seriously. And again, if I do badly, then I can accept it, but this is different because, oh wait, you can, oh shit. You can do this now, because if he takes, then I take for free, or no, it's not, never mind. I can't, even when I think I'm doing something right. He's just up the one measly knight, which is not that big of a deal, but um, again, if you're not going to try, then why play? So that just shows you I'm just not interested anymore, I guess. Again, I have to do something else, like a classical. It might not seem like a big deal, like, you still have 8 minutes, but that's just how I'm going into it. Like, I'm just trying to get it over with. And somewhat that's my style of play anyway. Like I'm trying to trade all the time, which that is I don't even mind, but you know, it's one thing, okay, you're trying to trade, but it's another thing that you're trying to um you're just not even paying attention and you're just doing stupid stuff. Now he doesn't have to ever move that. But if I raise this, then wait, so now I can take here, which might not seem like that big of a deal, but you know, I can almost wait a second. But he's got too much on there, so he's gonna get it anyway. And then okay, this is kind of cute though, because we're hitting the pawn and we're double hitting the king pawn. So of course he can do that. This is a bit of a sneaky move because of course I could take it for free if he lets it be. He moves the king. This move could be a little cute because it doesn't really do anything though because you can't even give that check. Yeah, it's this desire to kind of go too fast and do things in a way that's kind of contrived that gets me in trouble. He'll take with the rook. If he takes with that, it's no good. Again, it's mainly the advantage of the knight. Right, the pawns even out, even though I probably won't get this one out. Is he gonna be able to get that? I could like pin this down and that can sometimes be bad. Because you get to, but there's nothing I can really threaten it with anyway. Right, so like if I could attack this again, it would be worth it, but you can't because you will have the king and he could even go there still to protect it. Okay, but he may have waited so long now, but he can still do it. This could be problematic because it does kind of irritate the. No, but it doesn't matter now because. Oh my. Can still pin it there. I mean, I'm kind of stalling out long enough to do something now. This should be maybe doable. That like, oh, I should win the like. Forget about the queen. I should win this. And then whatever he does is obviously stupid, but not even that I'm underestimating the site. Really, this is what I often do. Is just like, yeah, I got to reinstitute that 30-second rule or something where it's just it explains a lot of low rated stuff. Maybe not even just in chess and a lot of things. You're just doing it just to do it, like as a routine. You're not really trying, right? You're not really doing anything. Or like even when I do well, like I'll be beating a 2000 or something, and then I won't know how to do some basic thing in the end game, like a basic mate. That is so trash, man. But again, that goes on and on forever. Like you can just always again, and the times when that doesn't happen, then either it comes down to time, which is kind of artificial too, because that's still not instructive, or it comes down to I love how this site kind of photobombs it too. It's not even because I'm in the window like that. You'll lose, but it won't even show you the loss. It's like real high level chess where they'll always resign, so you never get to actually see the mate or whatever they were gonna do. It does this before you even get to see the position on the board of what happened. That is kind of stupid.